Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi. Welcome back to another weekly stock market update. Today is April 5th. Can you believe we're already in April? April 5th, 2024, and we've got an interesting market shaping up. I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Just got off our mastermind call here in the cash flow machine. Great discussion with the people on there and some great insights, but I'm not going to share all that because I can't, but I will share with you that we are in a yellow market. So we have two greens and two reds. So that makes us a yellow market. And so it could go red as early as next Tuesday. We need some strength today to be able to hang in there on this market. So what a yellow market means, by the way, because we haven't seen one in a while, and that is be careful, right? Just like a yellow light, exercise caution, because there's a lot of sellers. We have 8 distribution days on the NASDAQ, 7 distribution days on the S&P 500. That means there's a lot of big money selling off. And we got to follow the big money because you and I, we can't beat the big money unless we follow them. So we've got to get probabilities in our favor. All right. So the NASDAQ, you can see it made new highs a couple of weeks ago, and it's been selling off. It wants to go down and test that 50-day moving average. Right now, it's down below the 21-day moving average. It's not the worst sell-off I've seen, although yesterday was an outside day where the high was higher than the prior day's low and the low was lower than the prior day's low. That was a weird day yesterday. I don't know if you were in that, but man, everything was great and then it wasn't, right? So watch for that. S&P 500 looks a little stronger, but very similar. Not quite as close to the 50-day moving average, which makes it a little stronger. The Dow, though, is not leading anymore. So the Dow has got some gap downs on the chart, and it's down below the 50-day moving average. It's trying to hang in there. Maybe it will, but I suspect there's a lot of selling going on in the Dow. That could be the leader, right? That could be the one that leads us a little lower as the averages normally converge. It's usually one or two that kind of lead, and the Dow is leading us a little bit lower if the traction follows that lead. The New York Stock Exchange looks to be the strongest one of all of them. This was the laggard for a long time while the Dow led, and now they've reversed roles. The volatility, though, you can see the panic indicator is spiking up. It's above the $15 level. It's near the $16 level and above the 200-day moving average. So it's a reversion to the mean indicator. And what that is telling us is that there's some selling, because if that's going up, that means people are increasingly fearful because things are more volatile. And if I'm going to show you a chart in a minute that you're going to see the volatility. So Apple's got a death cross in play here. It, to me, looks like it's trying to hold this 168.49 swing point. And I think it probably will hold that depending on whether we have a really lousy market. But it's down below that swing point. If it goes through that swing point, now we've got to go down to this 165 swing point that you see over there, just above that green line, that curved green line there. So, right now it's holding the 168, and it's got to continue to hold that. And it probably will. We'll see. I don't know. I don't try to predict stocks. I just try to play the probabilities because I have no freaking clue whether stocks are going up or down. I just don't. So I try to play the probabilities. Tesla, same kind of thing. It's it's been under the 200-day moving average since January. It's been under the 50-day moving average since February. There's a lot of negative news around Tesla. They just missed their deliveries a couple of days ago, so the stock had a sell-off. Now watch this chart here. This was earlier today. The stock was down a little bit, and all of a sudden this news report came out from Reuters that said Tesla is not going to go into the low-end market, the $25,000 car market. And this is what they've been gearing up for 2025, is to start blanketing the market with these inexpensive cars. And by the way, they've gotten their manufacturing costs on these inexpensive cars down to like a 50% savings. So they're going to be a decent margin car with high volume. That's like the holy grail, right? That's like creating an Apple phone for $5 and selling it for $1,000, right? It's the same kind of a thing. It's cars and phones, different deal, but you get my drift. So Reuters came out with this article, and it turned out to be total BS. At least that's what Elon Musk is saying, because he came out like a half an hour later after the stock was down $10 or 6 or 7%, like within a few minutes. Look at that chart all the way down. And then he came out and said, that's bogus news. That's fake news. Reuters is lying again, was actually his tweet. And so you saw the stock go from 160 as a low all the way up to 168. What's really interesting here, check this out. Let me see if I can turn my annotations on. You guys are going to love this. Well, I love it anyway, so let's see. I don't know if I could do this or not. All right, so you see this You see this price of 160.51? Tesla came down and hit 160.52 before it spiked up. And so that could be a significant bounce. We'll have to watch and see what the volume says today. But as it looks right now, that's a really funny thing that it went down, within 1 penny of its recent swing point low and bounced up. So, we'll see what happens. So that's really interesting. You can't listen to the news, guys. The news is full of crap. Like they just are manipulating us. And if you were one of the people that sold because of that news, and then you bounce back up to 168 right after, you'd be feeling pretty stupid. Just shut off the TV and quit listening to Kramer. They don't know what they're talking about any more than I do. Okay, so don't listen to me either, really. But one more stock we'll talk about, and then I'll let you go. Have a weekend. Is Nvidia. Nvidia, you're seeing, it hit a recent high. And it's been kind of consolidating in this area. Strong AI company, but it just went up so fast that people are like, well, I better take some profits. And that's kind of what happens when things go up at a 45-degree angle. Then people are like, you know what, I'm going to be smart here and take my profits. And that's what's going on. Some of the old sellers are getting out and new buyers are getting in. And what'll probably happen is we'll get a nice long consolidation here and we'll get another run to the upside to maybe 12 or 1300. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay, that's another market update in the books. Thanks for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, to subscribe, the notification bell, so you can get this as soon as it comes out. We have a subscription to a newsletter now that we have called it's called Insider Tips. So go to cashflowmachine.io/tips, and the link is in the description below. But and then you'll get all the other stuff that we have that we put out in that newsletter as well. Some of which is on the YouTube channel and some of which is not. So love to have you as a subscriber there. And then you can get all the bells and whistles that we put out every week. Have a great weekend. We are in a yellow market, so be a little bit more careful. It's better to not lose money than to make money sometimes. So try to protect your accounts as much as you can. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Take care.